Welcome to Chicago. Yes.
Move on.
Thank you.
Let's say, Nigerians.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes. We're happy to have you.
In the last 2 years, we have consistently said that the Nigerians in diaspora haven't done the things they're supposed to do. And guess what? In the last 12 months, you have done that. You have been that changing factor that they didn't see coming. The moment the Nigerians in diaspora and the youth of Nigeria came together and decided they were going to focus on the political scene, see what happened. You changed the trajectory of everything. Yes. We say back home that we are citizens, we are not slaves. Yes. We are citizens, but for so long they have told us that we are slaves, and we have believed that we are. They oppressed our parents, and they have oppressed us. But what we say is that never will they oppress our children. Yes. We will have a country where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. Yes. And let me give you the full quote, The Way It Is by Malan Aminu Kano. He said, Nigeria will know no peace until the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. And we have a country where we know no peace. Because indeed, some people think that there are more Nigerians than other Nigerians. And we say no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian.
Yes,
and no region is more region than any region. Yes. And no region is the deciding region for anyone to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They dared us and we came out. They threw down the gauntlet and we picked it up and we say we will do it. And indeed, Nigerians did it. 4 people tweeting in a room the same.
Yes.
4 people tweeting in a room, and see what those 4 people did when they came together. Nigerians in diaspora, you contribute 3 to 4% of the GDP of Nigeria. Yes. You send in billions of dollars back home, yet you have 0 political power. How? You're contributing to the economy. When they need your money, they sit there and we tell you if you send 30 amount, they will give. They have an incentive they do. I don't know how many naira per how many dollars that you send back home. A lot of countries are in trouble because they don't have as much of their citizens in diaspora who have the capacity to be able to send those monies back home. We've gotten ourselves in a rut back home, and yet we need their money. But where is the power? None. Nigerians in diaspora can't vote. If you want to vote, you have to spend millions of naira, thousands of dollars, or thousands of pounds or euro, whatever it is, the currency you have, to go back home and go and vote. When Kenyans in diaspora are voting, and then we call ourselves the giant of Africa. What we've had individually, and like you said, like the last speaker said, individually we've grown. Individually we are amazing, we're great, we're achievers. But collectively, we are nothing. And that has to change. That has to change. Because the only way that they have had control over the citizens is because we are not united. We are so divided over so many things. It's either religion, it's either tribe, it's either age, it's either gender, it's either one thing or the other. But we are the same. The bad governance affects us all. When they tell me that Nigeria is not the same, it's not one country, I laugh at them. The poverty is the same. The bad roads are the same. The corruption is the same. The lack of good quality public education is the same. The greatest injustice in Nigeria, you know what that is? Is that access to good quality education is dependent on the economic status of one's family. The moment you're born into a poor home, you're done for today. The same Nigerians who were born into poor homes, who had good quality education, who could escape the shackle of poverty, today they have destroyed our public educational system. It's no longer what it is. And I'm sure if I counted, there are people who went to federal government colleges. Will you send your children there today? We said we won't do politics, we won't do this, we won't do that. No. As we're sitting here today, let me ask those of you in Chicago, how many people are you going to send home to participate, to run for office in the 2027 election? How many? You need to start thinking about that. The legislative arm of government is the bedrock of democracy. They make laws, they have oversight function, they hold executive accountable, they ratify treaties, and they also confirm appointments, right?
Yes.
Why don't we then take over the legislative arm of government? Yes. Mm-hmm. The politicians are not as invested. They do everything. In Nigeria today, the executive looks as if it's the most powerful. It isn't in the law. It's because of Ghana must go. Now make them powerful, I tell you. You see what's happening now? They're already fighting. I think it's in the House of Reps. They're already fighting over some $13 million that has been given to the chairs. And then they gave 10. For ladies here, you know, say if you want correct handbag, where you go take pose. Where you say go carry the handbag. Even a grandma say go to FIFA and say my babe carry this handbag. You know say $10,000 no go buy them. That's what our lawmakers, $10,000 that you use on holiday, you know, that's what they're sharing. They did the same thing when they were passing the petroleum act bill the other time. So if in that way, can we now begin to send people to take over that legislative arm of government? House of Representatives, the Senate, House of Assembly. Most of us talk about wanting a new constitution. The president can never give you a new constitution. It's the legislative arm of government. President Peter Obi will not be the one to give you a new constitution. He can only have maybe an executive bill, but it's the legislative arm of government that can do it. And they can do it with or without the executive. Whatever it is, the laws that work for Nigeria, however, whatever, it's there. And so, for example, now we have Nigerians in diaspora begin to say, okay, you need about 30 people back home that you know have what it takes that can give. And then you now see that there's nothing in this politics other than the violence that they perpetuate, which we are hoping by the time we get this result, they begin to see that if you win through all of that rigging election, it will work. They will have no option other than to stop it, right?
Yes.
You begin to send those people and let them run for offices at the different levels. If it's in Kano, Edo, Ondo, wherever it is. And then these people go in there, they get in there, we begin to change. The rest of us, the trade unions, the professional bodies, let's begin. You know, the last time I spoke at an MBA program, before the 2023 election, I said the same thing to them. How many people are you sending to the House of Assembly, to the state houses of assembly, to the National Assembly? So by the time we begin to do this, let's have Nigerians who believe in Nigeria, who want Nigeria to work. That's one. The second thing is that the obedient movement is not about Peter Obi. It's not about Labour Party. It's a voting bloc. So now let every politician, before you do it, say, there are some group of people that if it's not competence, character, capacity, you will not go through. And then parties will now become what? They will be afraid of the people, and then they will begin to field competent candidates. Yes. There are, I've said this in a lot of times. Sometimes people look at me, there is no party in Nigeria that don't have competent citizens with capacity and character. In 2021, I said to PDP, I did a whole thread. I think it was August 2021. And I said to PDP, revamp, rejig. I said, put Peter Obi and Frank Weke Jr. to the front and retire Atiku and Saraki. Because perception is everything. You need, they didn't. What happened? Those two people that I would particularly mention, they left the party. So, but if you have a voting block of people whom they know are quite powerful, what will happen? All the parties will begin to give us competent candidates, and when they begin to do that, we will be spoiled for choice. I don't want to choose between evil and then one good person. I want to have all of them good people, the best of the best of the best, then let me choose. Yeah. That's the way we can grow our country. And so, that remains. We must begin to have people go into politics. Madam, sister, you don't register? We must have a group of people. It's no longer about whether what you want, what you don't like. It's not like sacrifice. We are betting a new nation. Labor is for women, you know. Labor is not fun. But we go through it to bet a child. That's what we need to do for our nation. Yes, you don't want to be a member of the political party. Yes, you don't want, but we need to have a certain critical mass of people in there. Otherwise, you continue to have them go in there. They will do their primaries. They will give you anyhow candidate, and you're forced to work with those candidates. So being part of those political parties is going to also be an option. There is something that this election showed us. Agents, polling unit agents. Can we have volunteers? As you're working, can we have a database of polling unit agents, people who are ready to volunteer and say, we have about 170,000 polling units, right? Let's even round it up to 200,000. That's for presidency. Can we have at least 2-3 people in every of these polling units? That's about a database of less than 1 million people, if I'm right. 3 times 200, yeah? Yeah, 3 times 2, 6, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say 1 million people. Can we have that in place? Because one of the things is that politics is expensive. Very, very expensive. And I'm going to say to every one of us here, if Peter Obi was not a billionaire, you know say when I say millionaire or billionaire, the difference there. Not be why we say go they count your money for naira, you go say billionaire. You know when money go change, I say go just drop. I always talk if your billion or million never enter dollar, pound, euro, no they call yourself millionaire or billionaire. Because now 250 before I used to buy dollar 140, now na 700. Person will get 1.4 before you go find yourself millionaire. You say I be, you know, you understand that kind of a thing. But on a more serious note, if he wasn't a billionaire, and I mean in dollar terms, forget all this, so we won't even be here. It's damn expensive. And it's not about, forget that, or we know they give shishi. It's not about using it for any corrupt. No, the logistics, the things that you genuinely need money for. And we have not got into a place, though we started it. But it's not quite enough where citizens understand that 1 million people giving 1,000 naira is 1 billion naira and can go a long way. So we have a lot of people who have competence, character, capacity, who are patriotic, who believe in Nigeria, who want to do the needful, but they don't have the money. Or they're not going to put their money and begin to sell their houses to run for office. So we must begin to have a pool where such people can be helped to get into office. And if they get there, they do anyhow. You know what you go to?
What here now?
You don't walk out, but you don't enter there. When they find big boy or big girl, you carry you come back out. Now we put you there. So if we begin to do that, people who really want to serve will be there. Not people who have looted our wealth and then they have money to play around. And if we allow it for those people only, they will continue to perpetuate themselves or their stooges in office. This is our strategy. This is not about emotions. This is not about like you and sister. Me and you feel fight now. We feel scatter body. But when it matters, when we have a common goal, we will work together.
That's
Why
right.
we don't work together finish?
Tell
If
them.
we finish when we continue our fight.
That's
Then
right.
On the issue of our goal, we have to focus and work on it.
Thank you.
It's not a love affair. It's nation building.
That's right.
Because one of the things we've had, people carry their personal acrimony, personal anger, personal angst, and whatever. And I don't like her. I can't work. Oh, I don't like me. Who cares about your life? You don't get your lover. You don't get person in the love for house. And then you're going to do like. So we have to be realistic because it's part of the things.
That's right. Yeah, no.
We got the result we wanted, right? But we could have gotten it in a much easier way than we did. Because there were so many people who were like, I don't like this person, I don't like that. Like, I took a sign, you like now. Now what we want, we work the work. After you don't work the work finish, we could continue. If you continue, you know, that's your like, waiting. And you see, that is something we must understand. It's not about liking each other. And then one other thing, I'm going to still come back to that polling unit agents issue. One other thing is that in a movement, if everybody is not inconsequential, there is no movement. You want me to repeat what I said?
Yes, repeat it, please.
If everybody is not inconsequential in a movement, there is no movement. And Aisha Yesufu can say, oh, I'm not doing this again. They go now, before. Peter Obi can decide, say, I'm not doing this. I say, hey, bros, before. Before you were obedient, where they go? Yeah. Everybody. And so this, one of the things that brings movements down or anything, like when people are working together, is that fight for visibility. Oh, I am this, I started this, Oh, I was what, and can you tell me next? It doesn't matter. It should be a free entry, free exit.